We'll learn display style in more details in OpenBridge Modeler today. Our model is here and we can go into the view styles and in there in the presentation. So we know our models, drawing models and sheet models are here. So we see one of our abutment sheet model is this. So if we see now the drawing model, this is here. So let's have a look what was the presentations were there. So if we come here again, I'll go in there. You see the cut test. So let's go into the cut test. View cut test. Okay. So I'll keep it here. Let's see. So this is field visible edges. So this is field obviously, and visible edges are here. You see the edges are visible, which is good. Here we can see, you see, because this is checked and this is the color is given as 0, that's why we see the visible edges here as 0 and we have the weight as 2. So if we take it out, you see that the line becomes actually thin. I'll make the changes again. You see, then you will observe. You see the line becomes thicker. Actually, now this is the visible edges. When I take it off, it doesn't appear. Here is why it is coming like this. The reason is we have said field visible edges and there is nothing selected or checked in the overrides. It means is it will fill with the colors we have given in the configuration. So what it means, so I will come here. If we change it to drawing, let's come into this OBM barriers. OBM barriers is number 2, which is green. That's why it is green, filled with this. If I go into that, this is OBM deck. OBM deck, you see, orange. So it's filled with this. If I go into this, what's this? OBM caps. So if I go into OBM caps, you see this, number 11. A little bit darker green, number 11. So what it means is it filled with the level colors here. So if we go back into the display style cut test, now if I say okay, do the field visible styles, but I don't want this color, I want this, whatever is there, I want in my model, which is good. Here I want different way. So let's do it. Select this, this, just leave the color BG, which is 255, which is black. It's okay. The weight is 2. It's okay. If I do this, leave this, what it will happen? It will override the whole thing by this. And let's see this. So once I selected, I just scrolled a little bit, it refreshed. And you see, this is what. Now, if I go into this sheet model, we can see this is changed like this. Okay, so in simple way, what I can tell, if you select this will override the whole thing. Okay, now, so this is the simple explanation in there. Now we'll look onto the other things in here. Okay, now we can see another thing here. In the cut test, as we know, our view is like this. We have selected that. Now let's say we want to take it out. So that will be obviously filled, and with the colors in there in the levels. Now I don't want to fill it. So let's see if I do it wireframe. See, it's no more filled. It becomes wireframe, but with the colors that in the level. So another thing is, and we know if it was filled visible edges, this is this. So what is visible edges? If we do visible edges, you see this becomes the looks like wireframe, but it's no more the colors defined in the configuration, because we have set up in the edge settings the visible edges. So these visible edges is taking precedence over all these here, and it's coming up here. Okay, and it is showing those visible edges that we set up here. Now we'll see another one. We have created another view here, which is for the abutment. We cut it here and we're looking towards this direction, looking towards the abutment. So this view is this one, and here we can see this is the reference. Okay, we need to come into reference. We see their presentation again, and you can see forward and cut. So we'll do some changes in there so that we can learn from those. So I'm making a copy of the same thing as a forward, we can say, test. So forward test, I'll click on both. Now if I go into their presentations, I'll change to forward test, and I'll change to cut test as we have it. Place it there, to here, that comes up like this. Now so what we are looking at, we know when we cut, we saw this is the, because I'll show this way here. You see we have cut it here. So the cut location is this, but this is forward location. This is the forward views. So that those girders and traffic barrier and deck came in our views as a cut view, where these ones, the wing wall and abutment, came as a forward, right? So what we can do here is we can change it to this one. I'll just leave it this side so that I can refer. And now we can. So if I go into views now and then here, and I'm going to cut, we know how we change it to cut. We already have seen it. So let's come into forward. And in the forward again, there is nothing selected, and that's why this is the colors are exactly whatever is defined in the levels. And we can see those lines here as the visible. Those are the settings in there, whatever we can see, whatever cut was there, those are the levels already defined. So let's do one thing in the, and this is all through the visible edges for the forward test. So it is visible. The visible edges are shown here with the levels defined. So if I change those, that will appear, the colors will appear whatever I define there. Let's do it. And if I change it, you see this is changed by this color. Now another thing is, you see the pile going inside the abutment, like here are the piles able again. So if I do hidden edges, and if I do some style, then those will appear. So if I say okay, if I have anything hidden, that should appear as number 2, and weight is, let's leave it the same weight as the visible edges. Okay, so if I leave it, you see the changes. I just changed it here, scrolled a little bit, it's updated.